All right, so my name is Kris Gutierrez. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. Born and raised down there. Started my involvement in pharmacy in high school. I started working at this independent store when I was a senior in high school. I started out as a stock clerk. Had no real intention to pursue pharmacy as a career. It just kind of fell into place because my stepbrother had worked there, so just an easy job. You know, independent pharmacies close early, so I wanted to get out of work early. And I worked there for a total of 6 years. First 4 years I spent there, I was a stock clerk and got moved up from the bottom to supervisor. And then from that point on, it just kind of made sense to me to pursue the pharmacy career because I was in school studying chemistry and it was all right in front of me. So it just made a lot of sense at that point. And so I approached my boss about becoming a certified pharmacy technician. Started doing that, and then after about 2 years is when I applied to pharmacy school. And I actually heard about Wingate through a girl I worked with. And a girl I worked with had visited Wingate, and she had a lot of good things to say about it. So I put it on my list of schools to look into. And really when I was applying to schools, like I said, I was born and raised in Louisiana. It's I don't know if you've ever been, it's an amazing place. It really sucks you in. It's hard to get out sometimes. So I was just looking for the opportunity to branch out and go somewhere else. And I was looking anywhere from North Carolina all the way to Seattle, Washington, and places in between like Chicago, Illinois. So I had gotten an interview at Wingate as well as Seattle and at the school in New Orleans. I actually went to the New Orleans one first and then came up to Wingate. And after coming to my interview at Wingate, I actually turned down my Seattle interview because I was just blown away by just the attitude of the school and just everything they had to offer. I came from, my undergraduate college was pretty small, and coming to Wingate was also, I liked the small environment, just the close interactions and relationships you can have with the teachers and things like that, and just, really have a good support system to help you get through everything, and there's a lot of good interpersonal relationships as opposed to some of the larger schools. So that's something that appealed to me. I think one of the biggest things, like I said, was definitely the small nature of the school and the program definitely gives you a really good, strong support structure in terms of having your peers and your mentors, your teachers, everything like that. Really recognize your own potential that you may not see in yourself. This past year I served as Student Senate Treasurer. This upcoming year I'm going to be the president of our chapter at APHA. And really both of those positions I might not have thought of to do on my own. I had to, I kind of had to get nudged into it. I had someone come up to me and say, you should consider running for Student Senate Treasurer. And I was like, okay, why not? I had nothing to lose, from it. And coming into this, I just knew I wanted to put all of myself into pharmacy school. Because, coming from my high school and my undergraduate location, it was definitely a really strong sense of pride that they instilled in us, whether it was just because you just loved, their football team or you just loved the program you were in. I was really proud of where I was coming from, where I was going, and I tried to, bring that with me here. And I think that, like, after the interview, I definitely felt this was a place I'd be proud to be a part of. So, yeah, again, coming in here, I had a lot of people who tried to push me forward and help me, gain successes and things like that. So, I went ahead and did the Treasury thing. I did the APHA thing. So it's definitely helped me to grow as a person, and it has definitely represented a bunch of challenges in that regard, because, trying to run an organization or, manage finances across all these student organizations and deal with all the students, trying to turn in forms and get reimbursement checks. It can get pretty tedious and pretty frustrating as well, but, it just helped me become, a better people person, I guess, and helped me just develop people's skills and just dealing with, I guess, almost like management type things. You're just kind of managing your time and managing all the tasks that you have set in front of you. Yeah, in the summer following my first year, before my second year, we did a 2-week, 80-hour hospital pharmacy rotation. And I did that at CMC Union, which is just, right down the street from school. And that was really cool, too, just because you got to just see a whole different world that I wasn't used to. But again, there are students in my class who have worked hospital pharmacy, but for me, it was definitely a whole new world. And there was some parts of it that were familiar because it was run the same as it would be in a community pharmacy setting in terms of the chain of command, like the pharmacist checks the order, technician fills the order, and the pharmacist rechecks the order, things like that. But for the sake of being on rotation, they took us into all kinds of different departments, such as like a wound care clinic, nuclear pharmacy department. We got to see like radiation treatment, things like that. Just stuff that necessarily isn't in the scope of pharmacy, but they definitely put some effort into exposing you to these things and making you look at them as a pharmacist, like, looking at the idea of oxygen treatment as medicine, oxygen as medication and things like that. So it was really eye-opening, and it was definitely, showed you a really big realm, and exactly how big the realm of pharmacy can be. What I'm really looking forward to, though, is my rotations I'm going to be doing, because our third year we have 2 5-week rotations, one in the spring, one in the fall semester. This fall I'm going to be doing an inpatient rotation, and then in the spring I'm going to be doing an ambulatory care rotation. So for the inpatient I'm going to be doing working at an internal medicine unit, and then for my spring ambulatory care it's going to be like a diabetes clinic. So we'll deal with outpatient diabetes. Yeah, for someone who's considering the idea of pharmacy and wants to pursue that kind of career, there's definitely lots of opportunities to try and at least get started. Just get yourself in that environment. This can be kind of like, I guess, tricky in terms of rules and regulations, but some places may let you shadow pharmacists, or you can even just go apply to be like a technician, things like that. There is a certain amount of training that comes with that, but it's definitely an entry-level point that won't necessarily make you have to be committed to the full route in terms of going on that career path. Or even something as simple as just working at a drugstore, not necessarily in the pharmacy, but just in that environment, because that's what really drew me in, was all the interactions I got with the the patients or the customers. Just lots of person-to-person interaction, helping them throughout the store, helping them find products, and referring them to the pharmacist when I couldn't help them. So just find those ways to get yourself in those like entry-level type positions, whether it's just volunteer work or actually finding a paying job that can help you get in that environment.